Hi and welcome. It's a very special cast because two of my favorite players, the little one and White Raw, gonna duke it out here on Metalopolis. I just want to say that I've been casting mostly my own games on my channel because I find it helps me not only improve, but it's fun to cast and it's fun to bring games onto the internet that can maybe help others too. But here I've had some requests. A request rather, for some professional games, so here we go. White Raw, aka Duckload Raw, because of his new sponsor, on the top, spawning his red Protoss, and the little one, Blue Terran. Classic, blue versus red, good guy versus bad guy. I guess the little one would have to be the good guy, and White Raw the bad guy if we were going to go that way. But no, I don't know who I want to win. I love both of them. So we'll see what happens. I apologize if there's no overlay here. It is a 12-minute game. I will learn how to do that soon. And I need to learn to adjust my volume levels better too. So here we go. A scouting probe for White Raw. He's going to scout in the bottom left, and he scouts here first because if the little one is here, that means there could be an early rush. And here we have the little one not opting to scout just yet, building well, it looks like a bit of a late supply depot. We have a pylon down and no gateway yet for White Raw. I imagine it will come down in just a moment. Yeah, there it is. There's gateway and then barracks down on 12. Now, what's standard in this matchup? Protoss versus Terran. You're gonna see I have a lack of knowledge. I'm not exactly sure what's standard. I know that Marines and Marauders are pretty darn good, especially Marauders are good versus those Stalkers. So it's a little embarrassing that I don't know more, but I'm doing my best. Okay, and now I love it how the professionals, they always go to this area again for the reason I just explained. I don't want to repeat myself again. And look, there's a little frown face here. See here, this tower plus this expansion equals a frown face. Oh, so sad. You know, I think that what's fun about casting is just I like talking and I love Starcraft. And you know, I'm learning as I'm going. You know, as I get better, I learn more about these matchups and stuff. And you know, I don't really have any friends too many friends who like Starcraft. So, and the ones that I do, they're not really hardcore. So, anyway, hope to bring you better knowledge in the future. But here we go. Dun dun dun. Enough about me. Let's get back to the game. We have a Cyber Core coming down for White Raw and some Zealot SCV action. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, White Raw has secured this tower so that he can see. As you can see, he can see what's going on. This is his level of vision right here. So far, he sees not too much about what's happening. What is happening? It looks like a fast factory for the little one. I say fast because he could have built another racks, or maybe a command center instead, but no, he's opting for factory. Maybe he'll get out of Thor, or possibly a starport. We'll just have to see. Meanwhile, White Raw is chrono boosting his warp gate technology. We might see a few extra gateways, and surprised that there's no Stalker coming out just yet, because Stalker is pretty standard to deal with any Reaper action that might be coming. Meanwhile, a probe was just looking for proxy pylons up here. If Protoss puts like a pylon here or up here, then he can warp units in and then quickly come to the base. Little probe just... You know, I just got confused. Actually, the TLO's base is down here. Sorry, it's like 3 in the morning. But there was an SCV just hanging out here. I don't know why he was doing that. Oh look, like sweet little Marauder Marine push. Dun 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 dun. No, let's go. They're actually coming home. They went up and decided to come home. I like how White Raw spreads out his pylons in his base. Notice there's one here, so you can warp. Oops, sorry, you can warp one down here, and it's like also a good spotter. We have a pylon up here, so good pylon placement just all around the map. And a Hellion coming in to get some of these probes, but they won't be able to get past these stalkers. Hellions are good for Zerg, but at least the little one was able to see what was going on in White Raw's base. And what is going on? There's an observer coming out, and looks like 3 more gateways and an expansion. So White Raw is expanding before the little one. Meanwhile, the little one is building his second starport with a Raven. So no Banshee play, a Raven. A Raven is good because it can get those observers. You can also harass probes. You can bring the Raven around here and harass probes here. That actually may be what this pylon is for spotting drops. And the observer is just being defensive right now, probably in case of Banshees. So that's my postulation. And here we have 3 Hellions in the middle of the map, taking care of this Stalker. Most of the aggression has been on the little one's side so far. And, you know, the little one is probably the most creative player that I know of. Watching his build, the things he tries to pull off, just makes me giggle. Although White Raw too, I've seen him do like fast mother ship rushes, and he's pretty creative too. So, and I guess I'm gonna say it again. I love White Raw's pylon placement. Just very good for spotting drop ships and whatnot. And you know, if you can warp in units, you may as well put pylons all over the map so you can warp them in wherever you want. Now, White Raw is scouting with stalkers and not probes, which is an interesting choice. And also I find it interesting that neither of these watchtowers are being secured by either player. And the little one is still on one base, so he must have a very specific plan for this map to just stay on one base, because often it's good to take your expansion. We're 10 minutes in the game at 67 food, a little bit supply block there. And the little one is using, you don't see too many players do this, he's using his extra supply spell from the orbital command instead of mules, which I find interesting. I wish I could say why, but I am not the little one, I'm not in his head. And now here we have a push coming from the little one. He's going to try and take advantage of the fact that White Raw expanded. And White Raw, meanwhile, if he can hold on to this expansion, then he can push forward. Because as we see, the income for White Raw is definitely ahead by like 400 minerals. We have Point Defense Drone taking care of the Stalkers, which that's what we're waiting for. And we have Banshees trying to take care of these gateway units, but the little one is focus firing these the Immortal, and the second Immortal will go down. It looks like this push is being quite successful by the little one, but White Raw is safe in this expansion so far. Meanwhile, his probe is just hanging out over here. His probe actually could have gone down to help his army in case Mantis wanted Cloak, but I don't see Cloak just yet. Being researched. Point Defense Drone. Harassing and probes coming off the mineral line, trying to escape. This is a very, very sick push from the one, and I have to say White Raw is playing very standardly. He has 3 warp gates on 2 bases and a robo bay, putting out constant production of warp gate units and immortals, and he still cannot take. Doesn't seem like he's successfully defending against this one base play by the little one, consisting of just Marines, a couple of Marauders, Banshees, and 1 Raven. Very brilliant. That's what I mean by the little one. It's just so great. And I would be scared to be playing the little one, because he's a scary dude. In a good way. I'm sure he seems like a nice guy. Why? He's German. Love those Germans. They have good beer. I would love to have a beer with the little one, but I would not want to play him in Starcraft. I would be so scared, and I don't know how Bright Raw is going to hold this up. He only has 3 gateways, and here we have the GG from White Raw. And how was the little one able to do it? Just now getting the expansion. for the little one. Okay, we have 3 barracks, 1 factory, and 2 starports. Here's a mule here. So the little one is doing mules. Just did a couple of supply drops there. I just find that, how did he do that? Because you can't constantly produce out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 structures off of 1 base. I would say that if White Raw was able to hold that, then the little one would have been in trouble, and White Raw would have been able to throw down a couple more gateways, grab an expansion. Like here, you can see that White Raw's money is high, so he's, and this probe is here. I bet you he was looking to grab an expansion. But I just think that unit composition, those Banshees, they do so much damage, 12 damage, 2 attacks, so 24 damage with a weapon speed of 1.25. And if you look at a Marine, it has 0.86, so not too much slower than a Marine, and it does 4 times the damage. So here we have 4 Marines, basically. So this is like 16 Marines right here shooting the ground. Plus they can potentially cloak. Although I don't see that cloak has been researched yet. No, it is not. So gotta hand it to the little one. Congratulations. So this was part of the IEM tournament. This was game 1 out of 2. I assume it was 2 out of 3. And I may cast a second one, but thanks so much for watching. I love that you're all watching Starcraft, and you must all be fans of this game, so just keep at it. Keep watching replays. Go check out Husky and HD Starcraft, because they are amazing. And cheerio. Cheers. I'll see you on BNet. Dun, 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 dun.